Imagine being a world-class plastic surgeon. You've got the tools, the precision, and the God complex. Hey, no judgment. You're slicing and stitching away flaws, making people prettier, younger, and more acceptable to society. And then, out of the blue, it hits you like a Botox injection gone wrong. Some patients still hate themselves after the bandages come off. The nose is perfect. The scars are gone. But their self-image, still stuck in the funhouse mirror. This epiphany struck Dr. Maxwell Maltz, not in the operating room, but in the theater of the mind. He realized the real transformation wasn't in the scalpel, it was in the self-image. Thus was born Psycho-Cybernetics, a concept that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi flick but is actually the OG personal development gospel wrapped in science, psychology, and some old-school wisdom. This book isn't just about thinking positively. It's not another just believe in yourself Instagram post with sparkles and sunsets. It's about how your mind operates like a goal-seeking machine, a servo mechanism to be exact. And you, my friend, are both the pilot and the programmer. So buckle up. We're diving into a book that's part manual, part therapy, part pep talk, and entirely life-changing. Delivered with warmth, wit, and just a touch of 1960s sci-fi charm. Chapter 1. The Self-Image, the Foundation of All You Are. Dr. Maltz begins with a bombshell. We act not according to what is true, but according to what we believe is true about ourselves. It's not reality that shapes us. It's our perception of reality. In his plastic surgery days, Maltz noticed some patients experienced immediate personality transformations after cosmetic changes. But others? Nada. They were still miserable, anxious, and insecure, despite now having chins that could cut glass. This observation led him to the idea of the self-image, an internal blueprint that dictates how we behave, what we expect from life, and what we believe we deserve. Change the self-image and you change the person. Keep it the same and all external changes are cosmetic, literally and figuratively. The self-image is not fixed. It's programmable. And this, dear reader, is the biggest relief since stretched denim. You're not stuck with the mental Polaroid you developed in your awkward middle school years. Chapter 2. Discovering the success mechanism inside you. Next, Maltz reveals the brain's not-so-secret identity. It's a servo mechanism, a goal-striving machine that works tirelessly to bring our mental images to life. This isn't law of attraction fairy dust. It's neuroscience meeting optimism at a cocktail party. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. So if you picture failure, guess what your brain gears up to deliver? That's right, a heaping platter of self-sabotage with a side of disappointment. The genius of Psycho-Cybernetics is that it gives you permission to imagine success, rehearse mentally, and see yourself winning because your mind will start making those images real. It's visualization with a mission. It's daydreaming with direction. Chapter 3. Imagination, the first key to your success mechanism. Here's where things get deliciously weird. Maltz insists that imagination is more important than willpower. Now, I know that flies in the face of every motivational poster in every high school gym ever, but he's got a point. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking, but your imagination is still replaying images of you lighting up after coffee or sneaking out at parties. Your willpower is like a lifeguard with floaties. It won't get you far. But if you start imagining yourself as a non-smoker, breathing easy, feeling free, smelling fresh, your internal GPS starts rerouting. The subconscious takes these mental pictures and thinks, oh, this is the new normal. Got it. The more vivid the imagination, the faster the mechanism works. So don't just try harder. Visualize better. Chapter 4. Dehypnotize yourself from false beliefs. Maltz gets spicy in this chapter. He argues that most of us are walking around hypnotized, not by swinging watches or creepy guys with top hats, but by our own limiting beliefs. You're not untalented, unlucky, or unlovable. You've just been hypnotized into believing that nonsense. The fix? Dehypnotize yourself. Start questioning your inner critic like a nosy detective. Where did that belief come from? Who told you that? What evidence do you have? Is it still true? By shining a light on these mental cobwebs, you start realizing that most of your flaws are just bad programming. Time for a mental software update. Chapter 5, How to Utilize the Power of Rational Thinking. Now, I know what you're thinking. All this imagination stuff is great, but can we sprinkle some good old-fashioned logic in here? Maltz says yes and brings in rational thinking as the gatekeeper to your mind. Just because you feel like a failure doesn't mean you are one. Emotions lie, often. That voice in your head telling you that you'll never make it? That's not divine wisdom. That's your inner drama queen on speakerphone. Train yourself to respond, not react. Use logic to challenge emotional distortion. If your internal narrative sounds like a bad reality show monologue, edit it. Write a better script. Chapter 6. Relax and let your success mechanism work for you. Ever tried so hard to do something that you totally botched it? Like overthinking a text message until you accidentally send it to your boss instead of your crush? Maltz says that's because your success mechanism works best when you're relaxed. It's like a cat. Try to force it to cuddle and it'll bite your face. Let it come to you, and it'll nap in your lap all day. He encourages relaxed confidence, that quiet assurance that comes from knowing your brain and body will do their job if you get out of the way. Don't panic. Don't rush. Don't micromanage your mind. Trust the process. Chapter 7. You can acquire the habit of happiness. Here's some news your 13-year-old emo self probably wouldn't believe. Happiness is a habit. It's not something you find after a promotion, a relationship, or a shopping spree. It's something you practice daily, like brushing your teeth or doom scrolling, but healthier. Maltz gives us permission to enjoy the now, to savor little moments, to find joy in ordinary things. Happiness isn't a grand event. It's a series of small, intentional choices. And like any habit, it gets easier with repetition. Spoiler alert, grumpiness is also a habit. And unlike happiness, it rarely looks good on anyone. Chapter 8. Ingredients of the success-type personality and how to acquire them. Maltz isn't about throwing vague advice at you like motivational confetti. He breaks down the traits of successful people. Things like self-respect, gratitude, resilience, and the ability to laugh at themselves. Yes, humor. You can be self-improving and hilarious. That's the sweet spot. These aren't traits you're born with. They're learned, practiced, and cultivated. Your personality isn't a cement wall. It's a garden. Pull weeds. Plant roses. Water often. Chapter 9. The Failure Mechanism. How to make it work for you instead of against you. Failure gets a bad rap. But in Psycho-Cybernetics, it's just feedback, data your mind uses to recalibrate. Missed your goal? Great. Now you know what not to do. That's valuable intel. Maltz encourages us to embrace failure as part of the mechanism. Plan, act, observe, adjust. Like a missile correcting its course mid-flight. Don't take failure personally. It's not a character indictment. It's just the machine doing its job. Chapter 10. How to remove emotional scars and give yourself an emotional facelift. You ever have emotional baggage so heavy it needs wheels? Maltz gets it. He talks about emotional scars, those deep wounds from rejection, shame, humiliation. We carry them like invisible tattoos, reacting to the present as if it's the past. The cure? Forgiveness, compassion, rewriting the script. He calls it an emotional facelift, and honestly, it's cheaper and way more effective than Botox. Drop the resentment. Ditch the self-hate. Start fresh. Final thoughts. Reprogram the pilot. You're in control now. Psycho-Cybernetics isn't a woo-woo mind trick. It's practical brain science dressed in sharp 1960s prose. Maltz handed us the keys to the control room of our own lives. The self-image is the pilot, and we can reprogram it at any time. It starts with imagination, then practice, then belief. Soon, your internal success mechanism starts steering you toward your goals with eerie precision. You don't need a new face. You don't need a new life. You need a new view of yourself. So go ahead, give yourself permission to win. Build the self-image that reflects your true potential. Rewrite your mental script like your future depends on it. Because honestly, it does. And if you ever feel stuck, remember this, your brain is listening. Might as well feed it a good story.